Marble Zone. So the great thing about Marble Zone is that we don't play any of it. Well, okay, we play a bit of Marble 1, and then the other two we don't play any of. This is where I recommend you do this little fast acceleration movement at the start of this level. This is the only level where it's really worth it. So what you want to be doing as soon as the level loads in, you're holding left. As soon as you see Sonic face left, so you only want to be holding left for 1 or 2 frames, then you can switch to holding right. And then as soon as you're over this hill, so that the slope is sloping downwards again, not so you're on this upward slope, then you do your first full jump to start accelerating. So the slope jump gives you more rightwards speed. Like that. Next you want to wait till you're on top of this slope and do a full jump. And then you want to land here, so that you're on this little upward slope. So all of these tiny little micro slopes matter in your jump trajectories. So once you're on this tiny upward slope here, you want to do a full jump with still your rightwards momentum from before. So that full jump should land you here. And then once you're here, you want to do a full jump off of this upward slope that I'm standing on. And that should land you here. Let me just check that I'm correct by actually playing through the level. Yeah, that's right, there we go. And then you want to do another full jump once you land on here. On this upward slope, you want to be on the left hand side of this so that you're on the upward slope again. That'll get you a high jump up onto here. But again, this is all... this is probably one of the most freeform parts of the run. You can traverse this however you like, but this is the way I get through this bit as fast as I can to make sure I have as much of this first platform cycle to work with that we're looking for. The next jump you want is this one. So you want to be on this tiny upward slope on the end of this platform. And if you get here early enough, this fireball won't be in the way, so you're fine. So if you're still holding right this entire time, hopefully, you'll have enough speed to do a jump off this, which will get you either just on top of this or down here. If you land on top of this, just do a tap jump immediately, or land on here, do a tap jump immediately. And the goal is to land exactly here. The platform should be at the bottom, so the goal is to land here. I don't need to reset to show that. Well, I'll show it all in one action. Oh, we hit it. Okay. So if you get here fast enough, this platform will still be on its first cycle, this cycle down here. When it's too late is once this platform has risen up, because what we're trying to do is get inside this wall. So you have to wait for the platform to descend each time you try it. So the goal here, this is how all the marble zips are going to work to start off the level reps and such in the other levels. So we get to the more important glitches and how the glitches work in this game. So with rising and descending platforms, you want to normally stand on the far leftmost pixel of the platform that you possibly can while Sonic is teetering over the edge of this platform. So what you're looking for is, well, what I look for, you can look for other things, what I look for is this spike of grass on the far left of the platform. It's fully visible underneath Sonic's foot, which you'll see, I'll get on the right frame so you can see it. So like this, you can see that all of the flat black pixels on the bottom of Sonic's toe are off of the platform, and then as his foot starts rising up, you can see the last pixel of grass underneath his foot, and this is the pixel you're looking for. This is the leftmost pixel on the platform. So then you wait for the platform to rise up to here. Once the platform is up kind of past the shadow at the bottom of these rocks, you're going to hold right and then pause 1 frame after, and you want it to look like this. So this is exactly the spot you are looking for. If you have held right before you pause, or if you pause too late, as in you'll have gone further than this, and this will happen. This will happen, so you'll just fall back down here. You don't zip any further, you just fall here, and then you can try again by getting on the pixel back over here, etc. So once you're at this point in the game's paused, you want to hold left, because what we're trying to do is go towards the right very quickly. So you hold the opposite direction, you hold left, but in order for this to work, you only want to be holding left for 2 frames as you come out of the wall. So there's two ways that this can happen. I kind of see what happens. I don't go for either one specifically, but in order to hold left for a very short amount of time, you unpause and then let go of left immediately after unpausing. So that was letting go of left on the same frame as unpausing, so I didn't move. Same again. That was holding left. That was a good speed. That's the one you want. But then you can also do this. If you've only held left for 1 frame after unpausing, then you're in this position and this works as well. But if you're in this position, you now have to wait for this platform to have descended past the level of the ground on this stationary bit of ground. So you want to wait until the platform is at least kind of down here before you start holding left to zip again. And the same goes for this second platform over here. You can also hit that one. So you don't want these platforms to be in the way. So at this point, you only want to hold left for a couple of frames. So again, you unpause and let go left immediately. If you hold left for longer than that, then you slow down too much. You don't make what we want to make. Oops. So yeah, you'll be going at this speed. This is the speed you want to come off. If you hear Sonic screeching on the ground like he's slowing down on the ground, then that means you've done it wrong and it's not going to work. And then you want to pause as the camera pans across here. So the frame you're looking for is 1 frame before this one, so I just missed it. So what you want to see is the first 2 rows of this floating platform. First 2 rows of these blocks. You can see this is the first row, this is the second row. You don't want the third one to be on screen. You want the edge of the screen to be covering exactly here. And that is the correct frame for you to be able to unpause and then jump on the frame after unpausing, which is a good skill in this game. It's using a lot of the glitches. It's a good thing to practice if you make a save state on this exact frame, if you know the frame to get. I'll try and get the right frame just to show it. There we go, that's the right frame. Okay, so yeah, unpausing and pausing quickly so you can get as close to frame advance is also good for looking for frames like this. So yeah, this is the one you're looking for. If it looks like this, then all you have to do is unpause and jump on the frame after unpausing, which is harder than it sounds. And that should pass you through this wall. So if you don't do that, then you'll just end up against this wall here and not have passed through it. But if you do pass through the wall by jumping on the frame after unpausing, then you want to touch left so you zip out of that wall, and then hold right and jump up here and finish the level in any number of ways, doing these little slope jumps again. But I like to jump on this slope to get a full slope jump to land over here, then jump again off this one, get a slope jump that lands on top of here, and then do a full jump that'll land you over here, and then run to the end of the level. So that can get you a 20, 21 to 19, anywhere in that range of in-game times. But that's pretty hard to get every time with this jump, so if you miss that and hit this wall like this, or you've just traversed the rest of the level normally, you want to come down here, you have to break this box, and in order to not play the rest of the level properly, this is the old way of doing Marble 1 that's probably been documented elsewhere, so I won't go as much into it, but this is the exact pixel you want to be standing on this platform. It works as the platforms are ascending or descending. This is 3 pixels to the right of the final pixel you could be standing on the left of the platform. So for some reason this one's slightly different. So this is what it looks like. I like to use this little black mark in the grass segment is in line with the exact back of the flat portion of Sonic's foot. But yeah, use whatever you like for this frame. And then wait until the platform is here, anywhere between this little light pixel, above this little light pixel in the right hand wall here. I use the top of the grass as the marker and this light pixel in the wall, to below the start of the grass on here, I believe. So anywhere in this kind of vertical range of the platform moving upwards, this is for. You want to hold left and then jump probably 2 frames. Depending on subpixels, it's 1 frame after or 2 frames after, but for me it's normally 2 frames after. And that's the case for the other one I just showed actually. Depending on subpixels, it's possible to be able to pause on that frame late that I showed you earlier, like where the 3 blocks are visible instead of the 2, and still get a jump that works to pass through the wall. But I haven't seen that one. So for this one, at this position, I'm holding right. I don't pause for this one, but I'm just pausing to explain it here. I'm holding left even, so that I zip to the right. And then I jump 2 frames after holding left, and it's very important to let go of left and only hold left for 2 frames, otherwise you get stuck in the wall. So let me just show it. Oops, I wasn't on the right pixel on the ground. basically, if you hold left for too long, you pass through the first wall of the you pass through the first boundary of this wall. There we go. But you don't pass through the right-hand side of this wall, so you're stuck within it here. And all you can do is hold left to die, or hold right to die much slower in the lava there. So what you want to do is only hold left for the smallest amount possible. So only hold left for 2 frames, and then you'll get through and land here. Is the plan. And then look out for the bats, because if you hit them as you jump, they make your jump lower. If you hit any enemy as you're trying to jump up to a platform, your jump is lowered. It's annoying. And then finish the level however cleanly you can while holding right the whole time without bumping into things. And doing it that way first try will get you a 29 as opposed to 21 or 20 from the other way. Well, that's a lot of stuff. This is the level I would recommend, Marble 2, for practicing these marble zips and level reps. The first one you should learn. But yeah, this is the easiest one. You can have as many tries as you want at it, provided you don't die and lose your lives, I guess. And it's right at the start of the level, and the level's 11 seconds long, so it's just one movement, it's one thing to learn, and this is what everything else builds off in Marble Zone. So you want to be on the leftmost pixel of this platform, which is here. This is what the pixel looks like. Again, I'm using, I'm looking at the leftmost pixel of grass spike being up visible underneath Sonic's foot, and all of the flat of Sonic's foot being off the left-hand side. If you move further than this, then you drop off the platform, or if you're in the wall pushes you back onto the platform. So yeah, you can tell where the leftmost pixel is by trial and error as well. This is the second most left pixel, so I do one more little tap and get in there. You have quite a lot of time to keep tapping while you're still down in the wall without it pushing you out. And then you're looking for, once you're in the right place here, the platform vertically to be here, no, here or lower. So I use halfway through this brick, the top of the grass in line with halfway through this brick here. If it's lower than that, then you should go for the wrap. Otherwise, you have to wait until it's lower than that. I don't know if there's a point where it cuts off. I just go as soon as it's lower than this. So at this point, you want to hold right and press jump the frame after holding right. So this is especially where having 3 jump buttons at the same time makes things easier, because instead of it being a 1-frame window, it's more like a 3-frame window, because you get to press the 3 jump buttons 1 frame after the other, called pianoing like this. Yeah, so this one only works if you jump, I think, the frame after your right press. So it's you can start pianoing and press right kind of at the same time, and provided your pianos are like 1 frame apart, you should get through the wall here. If you don't jump at the correct timing, if you jump too late, it'll look like this. No, well, that would be nice if you didn't die. See, getting these wrong on purpose is going to be difficult now. If you don't jump, it'll look like that, and you'll hit the wall and not go through it. You have to try again. So what you want is... Oh. That happens a lot, and I know I haven't seen anyone else talking about it, so I'll talk about it here. I was on the correct pixel as far as I could tell on the leftmost side of this platform. But when I went for pressing right to zip, it just pushed me back onto the second leftmost pixel of this platform instead of zipping me. I think there must be some kind of tiny subpixel range, like in the 0 to 10s, if you're only just on the leftmost pixel, as opposed to being far on the leftmost pixel. To explain subpixels, there are 255. There's a value from 0 to 254 in between every pixel, which obviously you can't see in the game because the game is only drawn in pixels. But the game is still keeping track of how far across of a pixel you are within that pixel, so that does matter for some of the zips. This one not particularly. This shouldn't matter for this one. So if you're on the final pixel, this should work pretty much every time. That happens if you jump, if you do the zip, but the platform is in the wrong place vertically, it's still too high. So I was doing it while coming back up, it felt different. So there we go. Provided you press right and jump frame after, you will be at the end of the level. One want to do after zipping is to ensure you hit the signpost at the earliest possible frame. Well, I mean not frame, but at the earliest possible whole second because of in-game time. You want to wait until you see this wall. When this wall approaches, when this wall is halfway through your screen, hold left. Then you will have run into the signpost as the signpost loads and hit it as soon as possible, which causes some fancy graphical glitches as well. And that should be an 11 every time, provided you get on the platform, the first platform on the first cycle, otherwise you wait for it to go down and back up again before you can stand on it and get on that position of the pixel again. But that is the easiest level wrap to practice and the one you should probably start with. Marble 3 is very similar. You go on the right hand side of this platform. You can be anywhere as long as you're teetering over the edge a couple of frames into this section of wall here. And then once the platform is down past this line of rock, you can just hold right and land in this wall. Don't continue holding right, otherwise, because now you're in the state inside a wall where you'll zip in the opposite direction to where you hold. So the plan is to align yourself on the left side like this. You can see the spikes of Sonic's hair, which have changed to the lava texture, funnily. Once this platform has descended and you actually bonk against it instead of going under it and being crushed by it. So wait till this platform is a bit further down and then hold left even, which will zip you to the right here. And once you're in this position, you're looking very carefully at the bottom of this platform because you want it to be at its highest possible position before you zip under it. So I can frame advance and show you that. Actually, that'll be easier. Yeah, the frame you're looking for is this one. You can kind of see the lava changes in the last 2 or 3 pixels underneath this platform when it's at its highest point. You can see the lava changes texture slightly in these lines here. So I don't really have anything I'm specifically looking for, but you can use anything you like here. On this frame of the platform being raised up is when you want to start holding right to zip to get the level wrap, and then this time instead of jumping exactly 1 frame after your right press, you actually want to jump 2 or 3 frames. I can't remember specifically. I think it's 2. In order to get the wrap to work. But again, with pianoing, this makes it easier. So as long as you write as you piano or just before you piano, one of your button presses should hit the correct frame. That should look like this. And that'll send you straight to the boss arena. And there's 2 ways to do this boss. If you have 0 rings like this, you do the boss this way, which is the way I've always done it. The boss appears on screen just after the audio cue of the main synth tune coming in. So you want 2 hits there, do a tiny jump over the middle so you don't hear him, get 3 hits here, jump over the middle, and then the final 3 hits here. And this should get you a 29 every time if you got on the first cycle for the level wrap. Land on the capsule. You can use the audio cue the music or just run along that grass until it's kind of equally on screen as the stone. But then there's another way to do the boss fight, which I do not do very often, if you get a ring at the start of the level. So let's start the level again so I can do that. Doing the boss this way with a ring will mean that you get a time of at least like 1 second. 1 second better, so a 28 instead of a 29. So what you want to do is collect this ring while still getting on in the platform here. And the easiest way to do that is to do a little fast acceleration like Marble 1. So as soon as the level starts, you're holding left. As soon as you see that you've turned left, hold right, and then wait until you're on this downward slope before you jump, and you get jump forwards faster. Like that. And do another little jump to collect the ring, and then land on the right side of the platform before it descends, and get into position to move into the wall. Like that. Oh, I thought that was it. Held right too much before the platform had gone down soon enough. There we go, like that. So now you have a ring as you do the same thing. Oops, I've waited too long. I have to wait for the next cycle. So now you get to the boss fight with the ring, and I'll have to remember exactly how to do this 3rd hit on him. But the difference is in this 3rd hit, I'm doing it kind of too early. Ah, that's what you don't want, because he'll push you back down if you don't get in front of him in time. But anyway, this saves a second or two if you have the ring and can do the fight this way, where now you get all of the rest of the hits on this side, like this. And because you need the ring to land in the lava for that final hit, because the platform you're on is completely in fire as well. So that was the fight you want with the ring. But otherwise, feel free to lose 1 second and go for the normal fight, like I've been doing. And that was what the small amount that we see of Marble Zone.